Welcome back. Well, let us now shift focus to Waaree Energies. The company's 4,300 crore IPO will open for subscription on the 21st of October and close on the 23rd. The management says that they will use 2,750 crores of the fresh issue for part financing of the establishment of manufacturing facilities in Odisha. Reema caught up with Hitesh Chimanlal Doshi, who is the chairman and MD, and Sonal Srivastav, who is the CFO of the company. Listen in.
So talking about your financials, so last year you had a very solid growth of I think close to about 68%. But in Q1, revenue growth moderated to 2.5%. What was the reason for that?
See, we continue to focus on expansion of our module sales. We will do that. The prices did soften a bit. However, like I said earlier, we focused completely on our margin. So in spite of a revenue growing 2.3% odds, our actually costs grew less than 1%. And therefore, it helped us on the margin expansion. I think as we go along, that's going to be our focus. How do you and with technology, we do expect price points to evolve, and so will the cost.
So since the focus is on margin expansion, your margins today stand at closer to 18%.
Correct.
Around. What is the goal with evolving technology, improving efficiency, value addition, etc.? Where do you think you can take your margins?
We will see how it evolves. I can only say that we have certain strategic direction which will help us on the cost, especially with our own modules coming on, cells coming online. And as we expand there, our own US expansion coming as well. And a good mix of export and domestic, I think margin expansion will play out.
Okay, so margin expansions should continue from
We will continue to focus on our costs, so that's where we will get at.
What is cost today? What is the cost of production per unit?
Cost of production today is ranging about 15 cents to 16 cents.
And you sell in the market at?
It's a higher, so for the quarter it was about 19 to 20 cents. And it was you will see both costs and prices were higher last year. So as it evolves, both like I said, we focus on the gross margin. So as the price evolves, we also look at how we will manage the cost.
And how has your cost of production come down because of technology? So today you gave us a number. What was it, say, a year back?
A year back, of course, it was higher. It was ranging more around 18 to 19 cents. Also because of input prices, So they really move in tandem, and it all depends on how we are managing that, both from sourcing point of view, as well as efficiency on the production line.
Mr. Doshi, exports, right? You are, I think, India's leading exporter of solar modules. But exports, as a percentage of your overall revenues, has been very volatile. 1 year it's 68%, then it goes down to 23%. In Q1, your exports dropped 54%. Explain that to us.
Like Sonal ji said, as you know, we have a very large order book, and it is constantly growing. So when you're focusing on the margin, you have the choice to choose on the orders, and when you have the large order book. So that luxury of the order book gives us the opportunity to choose time to time which order is good for the organization and good for customers also. Sometimes customers have the challenge of executing the project or they delay the project due to the certain issues, or at that time you get this opportunity to choose the orders. Domestic, it is ranging between 17 to 25% quarter on quarter. And that again, if you choose a more export in this quarter, your market share in India comes down. So you choose more local.
But export margins are higher?
At this moment, yes.
How much higher?
Around again 300 to 350 basis points.
300 to 300. So let's talk about CAPEX. As I can see, I think you have 3 levels of CAPEX coming on board. There is a solar cell coming up in Chikli, you've got US, and a large one in Odisha, 6 gigawatts. Just tell us all your CAPEX plans.
The cell capex, it's ongoing, and it should be completed in the in the current fiscal.
Q4 of this fiscal year?
Yes.
And the size?
The size is about 2,500 to 2,600, and it's coming to an end. It has been funded already. We are looking for a capex of additional 9,500. 500 is for the US operations, and 9,000 crore is going to be for the Odisha operations, which will be an integrated facility of 6 gigawatt module, cell and wafer ingots.
And all this, so you said the Chikli one, solar cell in Gujarat, comes on board in Q4 of FY25. What about US and what about the Odisha plant?
So US also, we will be putting it on stream this fiscal as well. The capacity will be 1.6 gigawatt for US. This is the first phase. And for Odisha, we are targeting about 2 years, so fiscal 27.
So once, Mr. Doshi, by FY27, all your capex should be completed, right?
Right.
At least as of the visibility that we have today. I know you're constant. Okay. So your capacity today is, I think, a little more than 30 gigawatts.
Yeah.
What would that number go up to by FY27?
It will be 21.
21.
In the modules. Cells will be 11. Ingot and wafers will be 6 each.
Okay. And today you have no solar cell manufacturing capacity. Everything is imported.
Right.
Okay. So that's... So
we buy the domestically also.
You know, sir, but you're adding a lot of capacity. From 13 you go up to 21, but your capacity utilization is only 45%.
Right. Let's see how Waaree is working. Waaree has been always ahead of the technology. Even in the last exhibition we were the first in India to introduce 730 watt module. So when you're constantly changing the production lines, you're coming up with the new products, you're not able to utilize the capacity which is normally 60-70%. So if you look to some of our lines, they are above 70% today. Some of the lines we are changing the equipment. We change our equipment continuously to give the latest products offering to our customers. And not only the product in terms of the output, but the technology, reliability, longer the life. And that definitely brings some pressures on the capacity utilization.
Fair enough, got that point. So out of your total capacity of about 13 gigawatt, currently what percentage of it is upgraded to the latest technology?
Almost 90% plus. For example, we don't have the line.
Then you should be operating at higher capacity utilization.
The capacity expansion is so fast. We moved from poly to the mono.
To top car.
Till we stabilize now top car. And the module we launched in the last exhibition is HJT. Okay. Right? And it's not full stop there. Our team is already working on the what's next to the HJT. And
So
this will keep on coming.
capacity utilization should stay at these levels in a business where technology is constantly adapting and improvising, or is there scope to push it up to 60-70%?
It's very good scope to push to the 60-70%. Probably you will see in the coming days. Yeah.
You will see capacity rising. So that should further push up your margins and the kind of top line that you do. So your annual report also states that the group company is planning to set up a 3.5 gigawatt lithium ion cell plant. Can you tell us under which listed entity will this be in, and give us some timelines and what your plans is, because this is public. It's a part of your annual report which you've shared with all shareholders. So they'd like to know a little bit more. And will it come under Waaree Energies?
As a company or as a group, we are committed for the energy transition, and we'll continue to grow into the new technologies, new products. If you look to, we won recently for the hydrogen PLI also, and we had bidded for the battery PLI also. So we'll continue in a complete energy transition. It looks a solar company, but if you look to the annual report in detail or our RHP in detail, we are working in the entire energy transition space. Because we strongly believe this is, the Waaree is committed, whatever the electron we are seeing in the electricity here, it has to come from the green energy. Batteries will definitely come. Now which company, when, the time will speak about that in future.
So you haven't decided it will be housed
Not
under
at
which?
this moment.
Where do you think it makes most sense?
Not decided anything. Probably post IPO, we'll talk to our team, our investors, bankers.
And any timeline?
As I said, we had already applied for the PLI, and we'll continue to, and we are working on this direction.
Another upcoming IPO, Waaree Energies. Keep an eye out on that one on the 21st of October. Time for a short break. More on the markets and specific stocks on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side.